Good morning, good morning. Guess who woke up this morning? Hey, I'm excited about it. Whew. Let's start our walk. I was walking backwards first for a couple of minutes. I told you about that guy at the gym that he not only walks backwards, we met maybe like 3 years ago. He saw me walking backwards on the treadmill. So then he did his workout and then he was walking backwards. So we were like, well, we were only two backward walker on the treadmill that I had seen so far. So we usually would meet up on Sundays when I would go. And years and years and years go by. I don't go on Sundays as much. I go during the week and I don't see him. And, oh my God, before the corona, we're going to do psychedelic, I think it's something with the lightning. Before the coronas, I go in there, he running backwards. He flipping around. Look like one of them videos. Let me see if I can do something with this camera in a minute. Hold on now. Okay. So I didn't get on the treadmill by him, showing off and everything. But now that I got this treadmill in the morning, so before I come, let me get rid of this gum. Let me put it on my chew gum pile. My daughter hasn't seen it yet. The least you can do, Mommy, is put it in the garbage. I'm like, what? Well, what in the garbage? Anyway, so I walk backwards. So I'm hoping by the time I get back in the gym, I can get close to him. I may not be able, just because of age, he's a younger guy. I won't be able to do all the flips and turns like he do. But I can do my walking backwards thing. Especially now I'm working on my balance thing. Look at this. This would throw me off balance and have me slamming against the wall doing like this. But Weevil don't wobble no more since she been walking on the treadmill every morning. Thanks, Mary. Yes. And others. And Jane and everybody, my Facebook friends. My steady eddies. Or steady eddies. Yeah. It's Black History Month, y'all. I remember the talk about Black History Month. It wasn't well received. Because a lot of folks were saying, Black history should be taught all the time. Why we gotta have a month? It was like, look at Linda. Well, you know, like, talk to us. Like, okay, look at it. You're not going to be taught in the educational system. The most you can do is take this month and shut up. Now, of course, it's the smallest and the coldest here in the Northeast. So it wasn't well received. I liked it because I went to school in New York City and I didn't know we did anything. Okay, yeah, let me get this out of the way. Let me let y'all take this time. Okay, it's 4:12 on my walk, okay. Dr. Martin Luther King wasn't this wonderful person that we see today. As African Americans and stuff, we knew the civil rights, that he was a good person and he did help us. We knew that. But America said he was a rebel. He was everything. They threw him in jail every chance they got. So that tells you something. Now, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, for us, he was. But anyway, now America has come to see our way of thinking. Let me phrase it like that. But he wasn't originally this wonderful guy. The Republicans, out of control inward. Well, all the politicians. Because, what do you mean? You want a right to vote that's guaranteed and stuff through the Constitution and on and on and on. They were mad that they couldn't stop us from learning to read. That's how wonderful and smart we are. A lot of us didn't have the benefit. Yeah, in this country say, oh, everybody in America go to school. No. Wasn't always like that. I remember my mother being mad in Virginia about the brown bag test. She was a very dark-skinned woman. If you lighted in a brown bag, like you go to Catholic churches, schools, you can go to Catholic churches down south in Virginia, but you had to be like Caucasian, but not European Caucasian, just lighter skin. And she wasn't. So she didn't like it too much. Wow. Isn't that something? So she didn't go. She came north to Harlem. Where the crabmen used to walk down the street with the crab carts. My pals, are we squeezing our guts? Yeah. And then, well, I'm at that point, I gotta remember all the things that someone told you about when I come downstairs. Yeah, I'm part of the Great Migration. What is it, the 50s and 60s? See, America talks about the Europeans coming over. That's basically all they talk about. Everybody else that was boat people were of dark skin, so they were like non grata. But the big ships that brought in the European people, yeah, that was good. They were migrating into America. Brown ones on the boat, they just trying to get over here. Anyway. Ooh, we did over 8 minutes already. So, I don't know. Upstairs in my head, I have this whole long conversation that I'm going to have with you at least 2 to 3 hours. And then I come downstairs and it's like, I start exercising. Maybe as I get older, some of my brain got to concentrate on what I'm doing. And so, the part that's remembering the conversation is probably tied up and moving stuff around or doing something like this because I'm exercising. So I give myself a break. Oh yeah, I did want to tell you, I looked at myself in the morning and I said, girl, I love you. Yes, I did. Oh, I love me. Yeah. I always feel like that when I work out. I always feel like that. I have such love and amazed at my ability, my stick-to-itness. I mean, just looking at my muscles. Like, when you go to the gym, you can start out like with 10 pounds. You gain and you gain again. I do. I know people come in and I throw $100 pounds on, throw out their back, and then they ain't never coming back again. But I start. So when I left the gym, I was at 50 on everything. Legs, upper body, crunches, all the machines, 50-pound weights. Arm stuff, I got to 20 pounds. But I didn't start there. You know. But I fall deeply in love with me. I fall deeply in love with me. Like I said, my abilities. And then at this age, this wonderful age that I'm at, I cannot believe how people tried to poison me against loving myself when I get older. I don't even look at commercials and stuff anymore. When I was a kid, I was like, oh my God, if I really know this is the worst thing in the world, oh my God, what do you mean my hand's gonna fall out, my teeth are gonna fall out my hair, and if I don't sit there and suck that doctor's dick, I'm gonna die. Oh my God, I don't want that kind of life. That's what they told me. But I looked at me this morning. I said, listen here, Awesome Sauce. Awesome Sauce lady. You is good. You are, for me, I'm the same old Vicky. I love mornings. I've always loved them. But sadly, I've lived with people who have hated mornings. And the worst thing on this planet is to wake up in the morning and say, hello world, I'm alive, I made it. And I have people around you say, you gotta make that noise? Oh, we know you can. I gotta go to gym. And you work to keep that positivity, and then you have all that negativity just drain out of you. And here I am at my age. I got my heart desires. When you guys see me in the morning, sister girl is happy. She loves her. She her best friend. Oh, just awesome. And that's something that enslavement and then coming out of it never taught us to love ourselves. I didn't know I did wonderful things. I was told an entity did it. I was told, girl, you didn't do that, the entity did it. But then when I lay there, and they said, get up, and I said, well, let the entity get me up. Since I'm not doing anything, I am of no importance to me, this entity is, then, no, you don't understand it. I totally understand it. I'm leaving this earth loving me. Something I was never allowed to do. Younger, middle, and then when I found out, in between. Madly in love with me. I smiled. I was like, just walk around, people frowning. I was like, oh man, no one's smiling. And someone said, girl, if you don't pull out that mirror and look at yourself, and every time I look at myself, I smile. And I was like, oh, I don't care if you're frowning or not. That's you, and this is me. Ooh, we got less than a minute. And then we take our break. This walk is so good, so quick, and it does so much. Well, for me, I don't know. If you're not exercising, walking back and forth, kicking your feet or what have you, then chances are we may not be doing nothing for you. Maybe the conversation is random thoughts. Yeah, I love me. I love looking at my brown skin. not a curse to me. And it never was. I had to be trained to say, no, your skin is not like that entity. You gotta hate yourself. And I had to train myself to say, no, I love me. Hey! 15 minutes already. We're already halfway through our walk. You know, this little walk, you know, you can power faster. You can go different. I'm in this for the long run. So when you're in it for the long run, you go through different stages. I started this for my balance. I know my balance was off. So I'm still going for balance. When we come back from our break, we're going to do a little cardio. But I walk for balance. And until my balance gets better, then this is the pace I'm going. But you can go any pace you want to. We're just hanging out, like working out. If we was at the gym, I would be on one thing, you'd be on another thing. But the point is, we would be there working out. Okay, yeah. Oh, that gas comes out that you don't know you have, and you think it's some kind of major disease that's tearing you up, and it says gas. Walking will get you to burping. You hit that gas out. It's just something that we do. It's called the process of life as we go to, and gas is part of that. And that's just what it is. Hey, all this message in the walk is brought to you by I Like to Say Yes. Keep the word yes in your child's vocabulary by reading I Like to Say Yes to your child. I Like to Say Yes has brightly colored pages with boldly colored dressed children running, jumping, and playing. I have this written down a lot better than this, but I'm going by memory. Yes, 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 Mommy. Yes, Daddy. The best part of this book that I love it. Do you love Mommy? Yes. Do you love Daddy? Yes. If you're teaching your child language, you can teach them language of love for you. That's the least you can do. It'll work out a lot, you know, as they get older. You know, you teach them to say loving, kind words to you, and then they don't go around cursing and stuff. Anyway, you could get I Like to Say Yes from Archway Publishing or Barnes & Nobles or Amazon. Hey, let's get some water and stuff, right? Let me do this. It used to say I was on a channel sometime when I come up on live, but I don't know. Yeah, this is the last of the juice, I think. The end of the week, and then that'll be it. I miss it when my juice is over with. I miss that. It's like like cotton. And then cotton is fine. Cotton doesn't think it needs water. But then when you put it in something liquid, how it absorbs it, that's all the cotton inside of me is doing that when I drink this juice. Say the cottons are cells. They're saying, I mean, we're doing good because you're drinking water and stuff like that, drink alkaline water. They're like, we're doing good, we're doing good. But then when I hit them with the juice, they said, well, now we're doing better. All right, let me rinse my mouth. Yeah, the drugs. I was saying, isn't this called drags or the drugs of the juice? Anyway. Lemon water. Let's get this last half started, folks. I gotta go upstairs. And I'm making me some okra stew. Okra has a way of rejuvenating your body. Okay. Yeah, let's give the cardio. Let's give it something good. Yeah. I think what I'm saying is, I was never taught manifestation. I do it all the time, but I was never taught it. I was taught about this entity and not manifestation. I manifested this treadmill, us here like this. I need to exercise. I got the treadmill that I always wanted, but how do I stay motivated? How do I stay motivated to do what I want to do when I manifested what I want and I want to use it? And then found myself on Bigo. My daughter put me on Bigo, and I was like, what? And he was like, you can do that on Facebook. I was like, what? What? And here we are. Squeeze your gut. Squeeze your gut. I gotta stay balanced. Balance is the thing I'm working on, y'all. Balance. We all got our thing. Mine is balance. Balance. That's mine. Yes, squeeze your gut. All day long, my stomach contracts like this because I spend my whole time for a half hour squeezing my gut. 2 minutes. Squeeze your gut. Save your knees. Squeeze your gut. Squeeze your gut. Save your knees. Squeeze your gut. Save your knees. And your hip. Let this part carry the weight. Not your knees, not your hip. Let that core lift everything. Take the weight off. Yes. Good work. Good job. Do it, do it. Do it, do it. Do it, do it. You go, girl. You go, boy. You go, girl. You go, boy. Do it, do it. You can do it. Do it, do it. Make that move. Do that move. Move and move. Make that move. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Yes. 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 Hot dog. Oh. Hot dog. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, let me give you some lift. Whoa. Oh. Remember, old people, hands in the air when you want to catch your breath. Hands in the air when you cough. Hands in the air if you want to get a good breath in. Old people. Oh, yes. Hot diggity dog. Or as Miss Norris used to say, do mercy do. I think, well, the Norris family backyard face the back of their house, the back of my grandmother's house. Well, they shared the backyard. I mean, they had the gate. And we used to talk to Audrey and them over the fence. But my grandmother respected her neighbors. She respected all her neighbors. But the Norrises was the intermarrying, light-skinned family type thing. You know, there's times amongst light-skinned blacks, between my arms, where they only wanted to marry other light-skinned blacks. So a lot of times, they married within themselves because they didn't want any dark Africans to come in, because as Caucasians, you know, the white people said they was cool. But if they darken up the blood, so, what did Audrey told me? Her mother, about 13, 14, and they got married. They gave her a cow, and she brought the cow on the land to her husband. Yes, we did arrange marriages. The fact that I keep hearing these people in Indians talk, oh, and the Indians arranged marriage, we've been there. Been there, done that. The light skins married within themselves, sometime to the disfigurement and mental challenges of the kids they produced, because they only married the light-skinned line. So, you know, they wanted green-eyed babies, blue-eyed babies. They were light, they were African. I mean, some could clearly pass, but they didn't want to darken the race any. And then what happened was they started having mongoloids. And ain't nothing worse back in them days than producing a deformed child when you are of the lighter persuasion. Got your weights ready, or you got your elbows? You want to go? Let's do 15. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, in the middle of doing those, I had a thought about Planet Fitness. See, trainers count differently than we do. Do you see how I counted? 1, 2, they don't count like that. They say 1, 2. And you're like, wait a minute. No. 1, 2, no. It's like, what? It's just weird. It's just really weird. But I never counted the same way they did. So I just say, let me count. Oh, back to the light skins. So they started having deformed children, arms, mental things, and so they had to open up the family. They couldn't keep rearranging marriages. Light skin marry light skin, light skin marry light skin. They didn't want any dark skin. And then, quite frankly, a lot of them didn't want to lighten up either. They had a nice little society thing going on, and that's okay. So yeah, and the African American, and the Indians arranged marriages, and the so yeah, they used to arrange it too. You know, after a while, marrying all those first cousins, give your children with, you know. Yep, I almost forgot. Are we connected? Let's see. Okay. Ooh, the pinkies is coming along. The pinkies are coming along. Here we go. Swing them arms. Swing them arms. Love these arms. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And money marriages. African Americans used to do money marriages. Yep. They used to do all that fuck shit. And then, since they didn't make a real community, they didn't do a Black Wall Street. Only Black Wall Street was there. Could have been Black Wall Streets all over the place. Tell you something. And these were the dark-skinned African Americans that was wielding that money in Tulsa, Oklahoma, honey. So they had money marriages, which is different. So yeah, in our culture we had it. Well, my great-grandpa had an island. They said the Hyatts sit on top of it now. I try not to think about it. Especially when I was fighting them landlords that was overcharging me, keeping money and stuff like that, and horrible living arrangements. And I think back on, it had to be like great-grandfather. If he was my father's grandfather, or great-grandfather, then yeah, he had according to the story, so many secrets we don't even know how. Oh, I also have a grandfather who was such a professional baseball player that he was part of the Negro League. And he left the island to go to Florida to training camp, and never heard from him again. I think my aunt said somebody hit him with a baseball bat, one of the jealous players. But oh, I need room. Hold on a minute. Okay. Yes, indeed, hunty. That half hour is so quick, and it does so much. I mean, and for me, if you're exercising, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm just glad y'all here for the company. So now I hear the dogs upstairs. They try to stay cool, but then they get cray-cray. So, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for walking or working out with me or just being with me. I appreciate it. See you tomorrow.